And good morning. It is time for your Coach's Corner program. We have head coach Reba Resner on the mic here this morning. We want to welcome you in, Coach, and going to talk about 3 games. And we're going to talk off with the Beach Buccaneers. And you guys took a road trip up the beach, and that's one of those. Not a fun trip. It's a long trip up the interstate, though, and really loud environment there. Even if you guys are winning, it's still, I mean, the fans up there are crazy. C squad all the way through varsity.
Yeah, the fans were like you said, really crazy. Unfortunately, it was all of them because that's a heck of a trip for our fans to make.
Yep.
And I think that gym just echoes so bad. They might not be that loud. There's sound echoes around in there, but a loud environment's better than any environment that sucks out the energy because we've definitely played in those gyms too.
Yeah, definitely. You guys came out swinging. I guess the girls know the tournament weekend stuff is over with. It's Tuesday, Thursdays now. And you guys started off on a Tuesday, knowing you had 2 big region matchups, and you know your goal always is to stay in that top 4 to get a first round bye.
Yeah, and actually with that 13 team, I was just talking to Mr. Grinsteiner at Trinity yesterday, and it's only top 3 that get the first round bye.
Oh,
because there's 13 teams.
So they don't
now.
go 13 versus 12 to play into the. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay,
yep.
So top 3. Okay,
top 3 go in, and he's like, I better send an email out, and it's like, yeah, type of thing, but. Yeah, I went up to beach, handled their business. The third set got a little close, but I was getting different people in and seeing different looks. I'm not trying to be mean to beach, but they're one of those teams that are just really young that you can kind of try some different things on. Yep. So we were able to finish it out and get that win.
So you guys won 3 sets there, and as you said, looked like JV and C Squad also, they've been playing well. It seemed like every time I walk in the gym, it's 2-0, and some reason they lose that third set every once in a while. I don't know if they lose focus or what, but they have won some 3-0s, and looks like the JV and the C Squad have been got some good volleyball girls coming up.
They're doing a great job. From where they started the year to where they are now, I think it's huge. The JV had a little bit of a heart-to-heart the other day, and I think we got some chemistry figured out, so I only expect bigger and better things from them. You
bet. Well, a big win over the Beach Bucks, obviously. They're at the bottom of the rankings. Those are the ones you have to win. Then you came up on Thursday against a team that also playing well. You go into their gym, C&B squad play well, and then you get into the varsity, and it was a tale of 2 teams, it seemed like. The first 2 sets dominated by Glen Ellen Hebron. I'm like, well, I guess I'm home by 8 o'clock. And then you guys just opened things up. You guys woke up. It just seemed like somebody flipped a switch after set 2.
Yeah, I wasn't happy in the huddle after set 2 for sure. We did not play well at all. I think I had 5 or 6 girls sick on antibiotics, coughing up lungs. I was sick. I was losing my voice. Talking about Beach's gym, echoing sound around, that gym sucks it out of you.
Yeah.
So I couldn't say anything, and it was just dead quiet. There were a few of their fans behind me that probably should have got a foot somewhere because they were just kind of rude, and that's always hard to play in an environment when the gym's so small and you can hear everything that's said.
Yeah.
Shay Anderson's one of those people I don't think I'd tick off very often, and she came off pretty hot a couple times after some of their comments. And those 2 officials up there, I'm glad they had officials for us, but they probably should hang her up. There are some calls that I haven't seen called all year, and it was one of those things that's like, well, if I get booted out of here, I'm missing Trinity on Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. Don't want to do that.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Don't want to push your luck. But it's just tough to go in and play an environment when it felt, honestly, Nolan, like it was 6 or 8 versus 6 type of thing. And thankfully, they turned around, like I said, after that second set. 3rd and 4th took care of business, and then it was kind of a dogfight in the end. Well, like I said, ref had some crucial calls and key points that really disheartened our players, and they really didn't even know what to do because they're like, I can't even touch the ball without getting something called.
Yeah, and that's the tough thing is as a coach, is trying to explain to the players, it is what it is. I mean, you can't change things. So you guys ended up losing that one 3-2. A little disheartening. Guys are still sitting in the top 3 or 4. Obviously, you had a tough one against the Trinity Titans on Tuesday, and then you'll have the rest of the week off. But the Trinity Titans, there's one I talked to one of the officials that officials them quite a bit, and she made the comment they're not as good as they have been in the past. If you get them on the right night, you can beat them. So you go in there with a mentality of, I mean, it's tough getting that Trinity mentality out of your head thinking, all right, here we're going up here, get beat 3-0, let's go home.
Yeah, it definitely is, and that was the huge message. I watched quite a bit of film on them, and I watched them in their New England game, and New England went on some runs, and New England earlier in the season was a team that we beat 3-1, so it was kind of like, hey, if we, looking at the numbers, we did some stuff in practice where I'd only let my girls score on kills. We ended up in the set against the JV, we had 12 kills, and I think 5 aces, so we had 17 points that we earned, and it's like, well, if we can force that on any team and only allow them 8 errors on their side, we're going to be tough to beat. Some of our hitters definitely didn't have things going as well. So Sophia Kennedy had a good night for us. The sea of red up there in Trinity, you go in and they open the doors and it's all red glaring back at you. It's a tough environment to play in, especially because of the size. Only had 2 serve errors, so I was super happy with the serving because that was a big emphasis from Hebron on last Thursday to Tuesday night that we needed to stop giving them easy points.
Probably one of their top players. I guess if you went up there and you didn't know who the top player was, you really couldn't figure it out. But you look at the stats at the end, Kovash ended up with 11, 12 kills. There's a couple other girls that ended up with, who was the other one that had 10 or 11?
Oh, it was number 6. I'm horrible with names.
Yeah, I know. I can't think of it either. I said it a bunch of times. But, they had a couple girls that, Kovash went off the back row. She got an ace. But other than that, when she was on the front row, you held her in check for a certain amount of time, but there was a lot of times that the Nighthawks struggled on their side of the net, gave them a free ball on the other side, and Kovash and I know 2 of the other girls really made you guys pay a couple times with some big hits.
Yeah. That was in the scouting report. It's amazing how many things I have correct in the scouting report when the game comes, but it's nice to see that I'm on the right track. The girls know a lot about the players. They play with a lot of those girls on club volleyball, so they said, these are going to be the big hitters, the big people. I think we did a great job on getting touches. I think Trinity really had to work for some of those hits. When you have teams like that coached by Brianna, who's got her 300th career win. I told her thanks a lot for that. Had to be against me.
Yeah, exactly.
But they definitely come out, and I mean they're never going to just lay down for you. So we knew we had to come out, but how we played, I think I wasn't upset by any means on how we played. Yeah, it was a loss, and we'll learn from it, but it wasn't bad volleyball. It was really easy things that we can work on and improve that we just have to limit our side versus giving them easy stuff.
Well, and watching you guys all year, I don't think the girls, and I don't even think the parents, I know myself, didn't go up going, well, here we go, Trinity, 3-0, we're going back home, as I said earlier. And I think the talent is here. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've got, and I'm not a volleyball guy, so I mean, I just say it goes over, whatever. There's certain rotations, there's certain lineups, there's certain, different 6-2, a 5-1, whatever they are. I have no idea. So a lot of things, it seems like you've been changing that up a little bit here to kind of see where you're going to be at toward the end of the season, or how's that working?
Yep, I definitely have been. We started the season, of course, with all our injuries, with Katie Buckmeyer running that 5-1 for us. And then with Chloe coming back, I didn't want to throw her into the Wolves right away, taking charge of it, because Katie did a great job for the whole first half of the season. And Chloe came in, and I talked with her, and she said that, she knows the risk of her playing on her knee and things like that, and she's accepted it and is okay with it. And she's one of those players that has been starting since 8th grade, and you can't take that chemistry for granted in volleyball.
Right. Yep.
Especially, her and Layla, so fits really well off of her. Her and Sienna communicate great with each other. So it's just one of those things that you just can't. It's a huge mental communication feeling on the court, and I think we found our feeling. We just got to work out our little kinks and getting back to Chloe being on the court. And
I still haven't figured out, I know the initial hit went into the air for the second hit. Everybody got out of the way for Chloe, and Chloe had to run like 30 feet. What's the rule on that if a girl is close to it? Do they call her off, or do they just say, all right, Chloe, that's yours? No,
with her limited mobility, we're definitely going to be working on, if Sienna's not taking that first one, Sienna's getting the second one. So Katie can go take it too. Like I said, did great setting for us, moved more to the right side position now. And that's just fine tuning those things with Chloe on the court. Like, guys, she's not going to get to everything.
Right, exactly.
And then it comes down to, let's not have our passes over there. Let's get them where we're closer to her type of thing. But I put this practice in for 40-minute, we ran it for, I would say 40, 45 minutes on Sunday, and I'm like, we're going with it. So we went with it on Tuesday, and that was our first actual game action with it. Unfortunately, I didn't have Chloe back for any tournaments where we could kind of try those things out.
Yeah.
So I think tonight, we'll get more time in it, and then we have the weekend off, which I think we all need because, like I said, we're still all battling some sort of, I don't know, sickness, illness, virus. I don't know what we got. We got something going around. So I think just the more time that we get, and Monday we'll get into it, and then more game action on Tuesday.
I was going to say, the weekend off, so nothing on Thursday, no school tomorrow and Friday, or Thursday, Friday. You will have 4 games remaining, all 4 at home, 3 in Hettinger, 1 in Scranton. I'm like having a little home cooking, and hopefully you can either have a first round opener or be waiting until that Monday of regionals.
Yeah, for sure. There's always that talk of, well, are you better off playing that Friday before and then going in? And you see a lot of teams do really well when they have that game before versus watching a game or sitting and not having anything.
Until you're the one that gets knocked off.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And it's like, that's where I'm at. It's like, I'd rather be safe and know I got a spot up there, but we'll handle whatever we're given. These next 4 home games are super important. I'm glad our Road Warrior trip is done.
Yes, yeah, definitely. It's always nice to have home games.
Yeah, and I mean, even driving to Scranton sometimes, it's like, but I mean, Scranton drives over here and they're like, but it's still not like driving to Beach or Hebron and time change and all that stuff. So I think we'll be ready, and we just gotta, the girls are mostly all seniors. They know the seriousness of crunch time situation, and that message definitely is being relayed. I'm not sugarcoating it by any means. They gotta know what they're up against.
So did you have a serious 5th knee injury last night, or was that just kind of a tweak?
The trainer said that she needed to get it looked at. I don't think it's that serious, but it was in warm-up, so you kind of question it a little bit.
Yeah, it was Trixie, by the way. Yeah, in case nobody tuned in, it was like, I just happened to glance out. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, I turned around, and they're like, her knee. And I was like, when you hear that, especially this year, the way we are going with knees, I'm going to knock on wood so we don't jinx it. But
well, they're staying with it. It's seniors. So
yeah, all of them. It's like, can
seniors.
we just make it through the rest of this? But it's one of those things we gotta prepare.
Yep, definitely. That's for sure. So, well, good luck the rest of the way. Next time we talk to you, I think we'll probably be either the Saturday after the Friday play-in game or right before regionals, one of the two.
Okay.
So, see what happens.
Sounds good. Thanks, Nolan.
All right, there you go. Head coach Reba Resner of the Hettinger Scranton Nighthawk volleyball team.